Okay, so a Call of Duty movie is officially happening. For years and years, there has been rumors about it for so long, and just nothing has materialized. I'm sure Activision and I guess now Microsoft have been trying to do it for a very long time, but it's just never come about. They could never figure out the logistics, and in the past we've seen casting rumors and all of these things, but like I said, nothing came to fruition until today. So Microsoft slash Activision have signed a deal with Paramount to make a Call of Duty movie. So yeah, they've only just signed it now, so of course it's probably going to take at least a couple years to wrap up and start doing the script and all of these things. So we probably won't see it for another 2 or 3 years at least, and let's hope it goes down. The fact they've signed a deal though means that it is going to be going into production now. They're going to be working out the script. They probably already have some kind of rough idea because, like I said, Activision have been wanting to do a Call of Duty movie for a very long time. So over this time, I'm sure they've had many different drafts for scripts and stuff, and they can use that as a basis to then expand on with Paramount. And the thing is about this deal is that it's not just for a Call of Duty movie. It's going to be giving Paramount the rights and license to do spin-off TV shows, other movies, etc. in the Call of Duty universe. So I'm guessing the first Call of Duty movie is essentially going to be a trial. If it is successful, then they'll probably proceed with future movies as well as future TV shows, because the Call of Duty universe is vast. There's a lot of opportunity there to do many different movies, many different shows, especially because there are sub-franchises, of course. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what ends up happening. We'll probably end up seeing some leaks at some point in time as to who the actors are going to be, as to what the general gist of the storyline is going to be. And yeah, I really hope this goes down successfully, because the caveat is that, like I said, it's probably a test. So if the Call of Duty movie is not that successful, they probably won't proceed with future movies or TV shows. It's at least a lot less likely. But the fact they've signed this contract for future movies and shows means that they're getting ahead of themselves. They do want to do like a full-on Call of Duty universe. So we'll have to see how this goes down. Now, the Activision CEO came out with a statement about this, saying that they are going to be trying to reign true to the foundations of what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. Now, as to whether that's actually going to be the case is yet to be determined. We'll have to wait and see, but at least they've said something. But what exactly will the Call of Duty movie be? Well, honestly, I think it's probably going to be a Modern Warfare movie. I think that's probably going to be what it's about, with Captain Price as the main character. And hopefully they do retell some of the classic Modern Warfare missions like All Gillied Up. And I'm guessing if they do proceed with future movies, Makarov and stuff will eventually be introduced down the line. I think Modern Warfare is the most likely one to be for the movie, because Modern Warfare, whether you're a Black Ops fan or not, it has been the most commercial Call of Duty sub-franchise, and because it's that generic Americanized shooting game, whereas Black Ops is a bit more nuanced, it's probably a lot easier to transition to a movie format and to a much more marketable audience as well. So I do think the first movie will be Modern Warfare. However, I think if it's successful, they'll then do a Black Ops movie. Now, there is also the potential that it's going to be some sort of crossover between Black Ops and Modern Warfare. Obviously, the universes are now shared, but with the recent Call of Duty games, they've been straying further away from the shared Call of Duty universe, especially with zombies now in Black Ops 7, having less connection. Obviously, Weaver's still going to be a main character, but now that they're going in the Dark Ether, they're trying to get away from the Call of Duty shared universe. So, yeah, there is the potential it could be a crossover, but I don't think that would work as well. I think they need to do with what's worked well in the past, so I think they really should try and do a Modern Warfare movie as a trial. If that's successful, like I said, then they can do a Black Ops movie. Then, potentially, I think they could do a Zombies TV show. Now, a Zombies movie would be great as well, but I think this is the route they probably want to go down. I think they want to do a Modern Warfare movie. If it's successful, a Black Ops movie. If those are still successful, then they could do a Zombies TV show. I think that would be amazing. I don't know what it would be about, whether it would be like the World at War storyline to the Black Ops 1 storyline, whether it would be a completely unique storyline, just sort of loosely inspired by Zombies, because obviously Zombies has a very complicated story, so they would need to sort of rein it in a little bit to make it more consumable in a movie or TV show format. Yeah, and also there's the potential, is it going to be connected to the video games universe, or is it going to be its own branching narrative? Will it be set in between the games? Will it still be canon, or will it just be its own self-contained thing? Sort of like how the Modern Warfare reboot series has taken lots of inspiration from the original series, however, it's still its own canon. So I'm expecting it to be its own canon, but I guess, like, for example, with the Fallout show, that is still connected to the games as well, so there is the potential. Honestly, it's too early to tell right now. I have no idea how this is going to go down. Honestly, it has a lot of potential to fail miserably. So many times video games try and get converted to show format or movie format, and it's not often successful. There have been some successes, like with The Last of Us, but more often than not, it's not successful. But Call of Duty have literally been wanting to do this for like 15 years, so I really hope they have a plan in motion. I just hope they are not getting ahead of themselves. They need to focus the first project, whatever it is, the movie, as being as good as possible without trying to think about a universe in the future, because, you know, we've seen, like with the MCU and with many other shows and movies trying to emulate the MCU, they've been getting ahead of themselves, trying to create a universe and a shared ecosystem with many different branching shows and movies, and it gets often messy and overconvoluted because they start thinking way too ahead, they start planning way too ahead, they start getting over ambitious. And I hope that doesn't end up being the case with Call of Duty. I hope they just really focus on making the first movie as good as possible and take things a step at a time, and if it then organically transitions into a universe where they have many different shows, many different movies, then that can work out, but it needs to work out with good foundations organically. They can't just rush into it because, you know, then their ideas are going to be scattered. They're not going to be honed in and focused if they're trying to do too much at once, which I think is honestly a problem with Call of Duty. Obviously, Call of Duty in general, they try and pump out a game literally every single year, and the studios are racked thin. They have so little time to work on these games, and that's why the storyline, for example, with Black Ops 6 Zombies, or the post-launch for the game, the post-launches for all of the Call of Duty games, and even the campaign games, have all been very, very rushed narratively wise, and I think it's because they're trying to do too much at once. So I'm hoping that same problem doesn't transition over to the movies or TV shows. And that would really, really suck. I don't know who they would even get writing these. I think they definitely should not have the current Call of Duty writers because they are just not doing a good job. I think they should have unique writers that are familiar with shows and movies. However, they're fans of Call of Duty and they know all of the lore, etc., and can really sink their teeth in. But that's another thing. They can't make the movie or shows too lore heavy. They need to make it digestible to a general audience, which is why I think they're going to do a Modern Warfare movie. The Black Ops storyline is obviously more complicated. I think Black Ops 1's campaign especially, and even Black Ops 2's, they would both make for amazing movies. So maybe they could even do them down the line. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to just try and retell the Modern Warfare trilogy? Maybe retell Black Ops 1 and 2 as their own movies? Or are they going to just try and loosely inspire them from these games like they did with the Modern Warfare reboot, loosely inspired on the original trilogy? There's so many questions now. It's really too early to speculate. We don't have any answers. The deal has only just been signed. I'm sure we'll learn more over the coming days, weeks, months, years, etc. But I wouldn't expect anything within a year or so. I think 2 years bare minimum until we see the movie, but honestly, could be longer. It really depends on if they already have some kind of script, an idea for what they actually want to do. But like I said, I hope they don't get ahead of themselves. I think they will, though, especially with Microsoft. They want to rack in as much money as possible, which makes sense, but they obviously want to, since buying Activision, they want to capitalize on their earnings and their profit potential. So that's why they want to do this Call of Duty shared MCU-like universe, because they want to capitalize on that as much as possible and really get the most out of their IP that they now own. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I really hope we do get a Zombies movie or TV show. That would be so awesome, but we're definitely not getting that for a little while. Like I said, probably a Modern Warfare movie first, if I had to guess. But we'll see. Thank you for watching. I'll let you know if we have any updates. Bye.